saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But for the artist, beauty lies in reality itself. Artist Jay Berry says that her sketches of everyday life come from her personal view of the world around her.
I'm a very private person. I am a little reserved. I'm like most artists, pretty much, that stay pretty much to themselves and concentrate on their own concepts of how they see the world. And actually that's what an artist does, is takes what he sees and puts it on paper and shares it with the world.
Berry says that after doodling on scraps of paper for years, it wasn't until a friend noticed her talent that she began to take it seriously. For 15 years, she studied off and on with friend and mentor Cheney Rosenbaum at the Des Moines Art Center, and it was there that she developed an appreciation for the medium she uses today.
Right now I'm working with charcoal and white paper, and I'm really using a cheap grade of paper because I find that the cheaper my paper is, the harder it makes me work, and it's like we both do a give and take. The paper gives something to me and I give something to the paper, and we kind of develop a relationship. I know it sounds funny for someone to say something like that, but I kind of love it.
Becoming a professional artist is not always easy. Like many professions, it can be a matter of who you know.
Through my son, I made some contacts in Philadelphia, and October Gallery, Evelyn and Mercer Red Cross decided that they would like to handle my work.
Last fall, we had our African American Art Expo at the Adams Mark in Philadelphia, and we introduced Jean Berry's work. It was very well received. I believe we sold 3 or 4 of her paintings, and it's a very fresh look, very new look, and we're very excited about it.
After obtaining her BA in art from Drake University, she joined an organization for women re-entering the workforce. It was then that a colleague introduced Berry to someone who wished to purchase one of her works.
And she introduced me to a lady named Chris Michaelek, who was the first lady to recognize a piece of my work and buy it. Before then, I was just giving it away.
I asked Jean if she would sell it to me, and she said, oh, no, I'll be glad to give it to you. And so then we got into a little discussion about the importance of valuing your work.
And Chris told me, she says, okay, what do you want for it? Well, my price was so low that she doubled the amount on the check, which made me feel very good. And I said, well, maybe someone does want my work.
So I gave Jean, I guess, a little pep talk about the importance of her work being important, about the fact that what she had done was beautiful and refined, and that if she wanted people to represent her and to value her as an artist, she had to put a treasure of value on her work.
And that's when Chris bought this piece. It's one piece that's called Drudgery. It's a lady and she's doing the ironing. It's a takeoff from Picasso's Blue Period with this lady. She's all bent over. You could see that. I mean, she's really in misery.
Since then, more and more people have begun to recognize Berry's works, both professionally in art galleries and leisurely in their homes.
Okay, I've always appreciated all kinds of works of art, and when I saw this piece that I purchased by Mrs. Berry, it caught my eye because the piece seemed to come alive. Even though you only see a part of the face of the child seemed to have life. And looking at the eyes, that's what really got me, because the eyes seem to give you a sense of innocence and also a sense of love or wanting to be loved. With the color being neutral or being black, you focused more on the subject. You focused on the face and what the child was saying, rather than focusing in on the colors and the medium that was used.
She's using black, but it's almost four-color black. You're getting such nice shades from light to dark, which makes it very exciting. So when you think black and white, some people have a tendency to think black and white dull, not exciting. But Jean Berry, with the use of the technique of the stroke, the charcoal, you're almost getting four colors using black and white. And that seems to be what people were very fascinated about.
Like many artists, Berry focuses her artwork on a single theme. For Berry, life is not always happy, and thus her works exemplify these feelings.
I'm pushed in an area, or I'm focusing on an area, or I like to deal with, I guess, the worry things of life, the things that are not so happy. Now, I had a friend to tell me that, he says, I lived poor. He said, but I was happy. And maybe in the, 20, 30, 40 years ago, when you were a little kid, maybe you were poor and you were happy. But as I was talking with my son last night, I don't think you can be poor and happy in today's world. And this is what I'm trying to say in my work. I tell people, you can draw, and anyone can draw pretty pictures, but I don't want to draw pretty pictures. I want to draw pictures that are meaningful, something that when you come to them, you can say, hey, I relate to that. If I could stir a little something in the subconscious of some of the conditions that I'm trying to put into these pictures, then this is what I want to do.
It is perhaps this simple personification of real life, coupled with her own determination, that makes J. Berry's creation so timeless and special.